Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking about the side effects of working out that us teen lifters and people who work out in general and have gotten serious about it that they really don't talk about that we need to talk about. But first, my name is Noah. I am the founder of Get Her Done Fitness, and I made it my mission to help all the young teenage men get the body of their dreams. And there are currently a few seats available in my Teen Transformation Accelerator, where I'm helping young teenage men just like myself, ages 16 through 19, get the body of their dreams, gain insane amounts of muscle and minimal fat, in other words, in 12 weeks. So if that sounds interesting and you think you'd be a good fit for that program, go down below and click the link to book a call with me to see if you're a good fit. I'm looking forward to potentially working with you guys. Okay, hopping right into this one. The side effects of working out that people just don't talk about, okay? And there's positive side effects and there's negative side effects, but in this video, I'm going to be talking about the negative side effects, okay? And keep in mind before I get into this one, I'm not telling you these things in hopes of discouraging you to go to the gym, okay? I highly encourage all the young teenage men out there, just like myself, to go to the gym and put the work in and just lift weights and go out there and go to the gym. Like, I'm not telling you not to go to the gym. I'm giving you kind of a warning and things you need to look out for. I'm kind of giving you a look into this from my point of view of working out for about two years now. So the first thing that we really don't talk about is your body image. And this is something that's starting to become more prevalent on social media. Like, more people are talking about it, but it's still highly untalked about. And that is your body image and how you view yourself, okay? Because there's this strange effect where you go to the gym for however many weeks, months, years, and you make progress, right? Like, you get bigger, you get stronger, but it's almost like it's never enough. Like, you go and you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, well, I'm still, I'm still a skinny bitch, or I'm still skinny, or I still don't look good, or it's not good enough. Okay. And this can be a positive thing because it can push you to go farther, but it can also get to the point where you become overly obsessive, and being obsessive about something can be a good thing, right? It pushes you to go farther and to actually go places with it. You become so obsessed that it's never good enough, or you don't think that you're good enough, and that the only time that you're really happy and that you don't see yourself as a skinny bitch is when you're in the gym. That is where it can become unhealthy. And that gets to the point where you don't feel anything except when you're in the gym. The only advice that I can give you is to be aware of it. And trust me when I say that the positives of lifting definitely outweigh the negatives in most cases. And so I wouldn't focus too much on this, but I'm just giving you guys a warning because you need to be aware of it. And when you're aware of it, you're able to actually see it for what it is. Because if you're just in the moment and you're like, yeah, I'm a skinny bitch, yada, yada, yada. But then if you actually kind of zoom out and look at yourself from an outsider's perspective and you realize, okay, I have made really good progress. I look good. I'm really strong. I'm stronger. I'm better. And there's no need to feel this way. Just looking at it from that outsider's perspective can really help, because it helps you to see it for what it really is. Because when you're in the moment and in your emotions and kind of feeling state, it's really hard to see it for what it is. But as soon as the water clears up, or if you look at it from an outsider's perspective, it's really easy to see it for what it really is. And it's a false perception of yourself that you need to disintegrate, okay? And the second thing that teen lifters don't really talk about is your risk for injury, okay? And don't let this discourage you from going hard in the gym. I highly encourage you to go hard, but go hard in the right way. Okay, if something doesn't feel right, if something feels off, if something feels like it's not right for you or you shouldn't be doing it, and you keep on doing it because your ego is telling you to, and you injure yourself, that is not a situation that you want to be in. And I have a story that goes with that. When I first started lifting, I started deadlifting, of course, because it was one of the major lifts, but I didn't really understand my form that well, and so I lifted with my back instead of my knees and stuff. It was just bad lifting form. And that kind of hurt my back a little bit, but it was nothing out of the ordinary, it was just a little bit of overuse. And I was looking online, and people were talking about sumo. It's like, oh well, all the people who can deadlift a lot, they obviously all lift sumo, which isn't true. But either way, I started lifting sumo, and sumo is not right for me. Sumo is not right for just how I'm built. But I ignored that and let my ego get in the way, and I kept on lifting sumo, and my hip, specifically my left hip, started feeling really weird. Like it just didn't feel right. It would start hurting, it would get inflamed, and it would hurt to walk on it, but I would just ignore it. I would let it recover a little bit, and then I would go back and I would deadlift sumo again. Like I ignored the warning signs, and I ended up paying for it by really hurting my hip to the point where it was difficult to put weight on my left leg for like 2 months. And so in those 2 months, I was basically just doing upper body and like some leg extensions. Like I basically wasn't able to squat or deadlift because for 2 months because I didn't stop. It's like in the moment you think, well, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to ignore it, and not be a bitch and finish my workout. It's like, yes, you should finish your workout and go hard, but not if something doesn't feel right, because you can either stop for that 1 hour workout and not finish that 1 hour workout and then be out for 2 months or even longer, or you could keep going for that 1 hour and then be out for 2 months. And I don't know about you, but I think that being out for an hour is better than being out for 2 months. And so if something doesn't feel right, then stop doing it and find something that does feel right, something that does work for you. Sumo deadlifting doesn't work for me. Conventional deadlifting, it works for me. It might not work for you, and sumo might be the way. But either way, don't do things that your body doesn't like and then get injured and then be out for X amount of weeks or months. It's not worth it, I promise. And something else that has to do with getting injured and whatnot is just bad lifting form, okay? I see so many beginner teen lifters who have a lot of potential. They can go really far, but they have bad lifting form, and that's really holding them back. Like specifically, like the first one that comes to mind is deadlift. I see people deadlifting and they look like a cat. Like their back is literally like this, and they're like it's just, you need to dial in your lifting form before you start adding weight. Would you rather spend 2 weeks perfecting your form or 3 months injured? It's going to be a lot quicker to do 2 weeks of mastering your form and leaving your ego at the door and dialing in your form to where it's virtually impossible to get injured. That's what you want to do. There have been multiple times in my lifting journey where I've stopped and I've started over. And what I mean by that is for example, on squat, for a while there, I was lifting with less than optimal form, to say the least. It was pretty bad form. Like I wasn't going deep enough. I was sticking my hips out too far. It's like there was a whole list of things that I had to fix, but I ignored it. I kept on adding weight, but I didn't really get far because it was my form that was holding me back. But as soon as I just lightened up the weight, I took the plates off, I sat there, I just worked on my form. Like I just did super lightweight, just did reps with really, really, really good form. And then from that, I slowly started adding weight again. It was like I started over. I went back to the drawing board. But in the end, I came out stronger because using good form that works for you is always going to have more potential for strength than things that don't work good for you. If you're not good at bench pressing with close grip and you just try to bench press with close grip anyway, you're not going to go very far because that's not what's right for you. You need to find what works for you, not what works for the other guy. Find this when you're like, whoa, this feels good, this works. And then you can add so much more weight to that. So don't be afraid to leave your ego at the door and start over with any given lift to find what works for you. And when you find what works for you, it'll click. You will know. I hope that you guys found this information useful. And if you never want to miss a new video, go down below and click the subscribe button. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Always remember to get her done.